Gary Erickson of Erickson G Architects here at the Halloween special. It's Halloween and the lucky Aviation is going to be experiencing the Halloween festivities with us. What do we have today? Well, we have Julia Bonova with Jewel of Vic's Picks in the corner again, and this is a portrait of her, so I'm going to get her bigger so you guys can take a look at the Goth Queen herself. There she is, looking out, making sure we're doing it right. Okay, now putting her back in the corner. Let's do Aviation. Now I understand from looking at my stats that everybody has been, well, how should we say, cutting the channel right away. I want you to stay till the end so you get all the good stuff. So what I'm going to do is promise you that I'm going to have a special surprise at the end. At the end of this video, I'm going to drink my own blood. So stay tuned all the way to the end. Not long, just a bit. We're going to look at aviation drawings today, and we're going to look at big airports. This one here is Orlando International Airport, or OIA, and these are 16 gates, 16 new gates. Now, building an airport is like building a little city all in itself. Many buildings, all interconnected. It's called multimodal transport. Everything comes together in one hub. Trains, planes, cars, taxis, buses, everything comes to people of different places, going different places. Some are in the United States and some are not in the United States. So you've got to keep everything separated and hopefully nothing bumps into each other along the way. So we're going to look at a little part of this game, and of course we're going to use sketches to do it because sketches are us, or drawings are us anyway. So this is the overall view of the airport. You're going to see the whole airport. You see the runways, you see the old airport, and you see the new airport in its kind of cartoon coloration. This is a 3D model we did. 3D model in CAD, basic CAD. This was, a long time ago. All right, this was in 2002. So we were doing CAD then. And this is a little model I made with some planes and just to describe what Airside is. The Airside is the blue stuff that's on the other side of the line from the ticketing. So it's almost like you've left already and you haven't even left. It's called the Airside. And there's the gates where all the planes land. If you just imagine yourself coming to the airport, you're going to drive in. You're going to find your place to park in the center. And then you're going to get out and you're going to find your ticketing, and your ticketing, you get your ticket, you go and you put your baggage away, because the baggage is a serious problem. You've got to get those bags to the planes, and there's a whole route to take where bags cross under floors and then get deposited in the plane in a special automated sequence so they don't get lost. Now this is quite a feat. I always thought airports were the future. The airports were like the future of everything, because airports is where these technologies get worked out. Let's go to the next thing. Now here's a sketch of just some gates. Just some gates, and you're going to see my rough sketch of all the planes, their layout. Now when you design an airport, it's all about the planes, and there's two big classes of planes, the big and the bigger. The bigger planes have exits at different levels. They may have two doors that open. Not every airport can deal with these planes. Now this extension was supposed to deal with a new kind of airplane that comes in, and it's got two doors, and they're at different heights. So not every airport can deal with this big plane. Here's different sized planes all light up around these gates, and you're looking at the dotted lines that you see are baggage counters. Underneath all this, you'll see this soon in a section. You're going to see a section through this and views of it, just like you would do in any architectural object. You're going to show it from every point of view, just to see you really resolve the problems inherent in it. And the dots you see are a structural grid. So this thing is big. I mean, the structural grid is typically 9 meters. So these are 9-meter structural grids, and this is a big object. Now, what does it look like inside? Well, this is at the end of one of those fingers. And this is my sketch of, well, what's it going to look like? And really, we do a lot of these. Now, of course, we're going to do it all in automated computer renderings. But back then, we used to just hand sketch everything for that special illustration quality. So you're going to see the end here, it's glazed, and there's a certain treatment. Now, this one has trusses that support the ceiling, and these are very bright spaces. They're almost blindingly bright. So there's a light control issue. And when everyone's sitting around, sometimes for quite a long time, people sit here and wait for their plane to arrive. This is the comfort moment. Either you're comfortable in an airport or you're really uncomfortable. And this is where it happens. This is where people are flaking out in the seats. And there's got to be some amenities. On the left, you see retail and restaurant. That's for your comfort, so you can eat and drink and relax and talk while you're waiting for your flight to arrive. That's right. Concourse seating is there. Moving walkways are there because you're not going to walk all that way. Some airports are so large, you spend a lot of your time speeding along walkways. Of course, you know that if you've ever gone anywhere. So then light shelves. Light shelves really help because, you're going to cook in there, right? Or either you cover the whole thing or you let light in and you modulate that light. Now this is a section looking through what we just discussed, which was, here's two options. One has got concrete, fin on the right, and on the left it has a structural trusses. And this just compares both of them. Now, they're very similar in terms of design. There's 3 levels. There's the bottom level called ops or operations. That's where all the baggage happens, and that's where all the airport staff, the runway staff, come in and out to service the planes. And this is important to realize that this is not sometimes a very healthy air around there. We have jet fuel going on, and jet fuel is extremely hazardous. So you got to keep this area, the ops area, separated from what's above. Now, they call those guys ramp rats for some reason. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's called hammering. We get that sometimes here. Our neighbors are renovating, you see. Now, within this, the first level here, the sterile part. Now, the sterile part is for international flights, so they don't mix with anyone until they get to customs. Can't have people escaping from the tubes. And this is a long tube that's slung underneath the concourse that takes people from the flight, international flights, and brings them to customs so they can be checked out before they're allowed entry to the country. Sometimes here you have this is after 9/11, so there's a lot of effort been made so people can't even see outside their tubes, so they can't report back on the condition of planes and their landing. There's a lot of fear about terrorism back then. So these are no vision panels. And above in the concourse, the main space, slope trusses, it's a certain kind of design. So let's move on to the next thing. Now these are, when you get this together, you get your base section, you're going to see the little section repeated here. You're going to find you have a certain form. And this is the same footprint, that L-shaped gate structure. And here you're going to see the elevations of it all done in CAD now. All laid out with curtain wall, nicely done. This is a better quality airport because this is Orlando. This is an international airport. And it's Disneyland. Disney has a huge influence in Orlando. Some say that Orlando is all about the Disney Corporation. And Disney bent the highways across the middle of Florida so it can create Orlando for its own needs. I don't know if that's true, but it's interesting because why would you go to the center of Florida otherwise when the coasts are really where it's going on? Well, Disney really uses that land well. And the fallout of those base sections are these overall general sections. They talk about heights. Now, you're looking at the different heights of these bridges coming out to meet the plane. And they extend out and they meet the plane. So you have to define what those heights are. And you define the grids. That's what this sketch looks like. Now, zooming in here, that tube that's slung underneath the concourse, this is not it. This is a bridge, actually, going from one place to another. This could be an international sterile area or not. Yeah. There's some notes on here that have to do with some problems, like how can we span across without the depth? And you're dealing with really technical issues about structural depth. And you're trying to resolve problems in the future CAD drawings. A lot of the sketch design during design development has to do with resolving design problems in the design. So this is the the levels. You'll see them on the right, your 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. From the rental car now at the bottom. Now remember that was ops, but now it's rental car. See? Switches up. And this is the build out of that you just see. This is, and you've been there, those long escalators that transit you across a bridge. And this is a bridge under construction. And it's got the trusses that you've seen, structure. You've got the HVA, a lot of HVA going along. Lights, elevators, brand new. And some depth. So you get to see that, you're looking down at the plane area, I guess is the term. You're looking down at the traffic, and there's not a lot of light in there. And this is the outside view of it. This is a nice truss structure. It's a kind of attractive truss structure. And on the top, you're going to have mechanical coming across, and on the bottom, you're going to have the traffic, flowing around the airport. And in the background, parking, okay? Parking. Now, in OIA, there's a lot of attention paid to the flow of people from the parking lot all the way to the airplanes and back. They want to make the whole experience from Disneyland to your hotel to the airport a fun experience. So they've got cartoon characters and everything's landscaped beautifully. That's what I love about the area, is it's really architecturally tight. There's nothing that's not visible or visual. They really try and emphasize that. I think that's what's great about airports, is that the experience is designed. It's not just casual. Everything is looked at very seriously and technically to try and make your movements more interesting. And it's a stressful experience flying. A lot of people don't like it, but I kind of think it could be improved so that everything you do and everything you experience is in a way controlled for you. So you're not, tired when you arrive or frustrated. You're excited to get to Disneyland. We're going to go and see everything. Now, this is the end, and it was a not that very long video, and next time is going to be town planning. I'm not going to go about this until we get there. So I promised you that I was going to drink my own blood, and here we go. I use this thing here. This is my trusted blade, and it's very sharp. Sometimes I shave with it. So here it is. Very tasty, very tasty. Well, happy Halloween, and thanks for watching till the end. And then I don't have to use this again.